Hello YouTube, this is Reno Dan. MR Davis wrote to me asking me a bunch of stuff I can make videos on. And one of them is writing alone, advantages and disadvantages. And the other one is writing in a group, advantages and disadvantages. So I'm going to put those two together in one video. So here I am writing alone, which I do about 90% of my time when I don't know a lot of people that can write when I can. And two, I really enjoy writing alone. The main reason I enjoy writing alone is because I control the speed. I'm not going with someone else's speed as the group. I'm going at my own pace, and if it's too slow, I speed up. If it's too fast, I slow down, which is a lot of fun. That means I am not responsible for someone else, and I'm not also holding someone else back if I'm too slow for them, which can happen. There's better writers than me, absolutely. But that's one of the main advantages of writing by yourself, is that you are definitely in control of the pace, which is important, especially for new writers, because in the beginning, everything might seem a little fast to you guys, and you're gonna have to get used to writing at a quicker pace. So that's the main advantage of writing alone. Now, the biggest disadvantage of writing alone is this: I write in a lot of areas that I don't have cell service, which means that if I crashed, let's say I went in the ditch or the trees over there and no one saw it, that means I'm not going to get help. I won't have a way to call out, and that means I'm going to have to crawl, if I can, to the road and get help if I'm in that condition. If I can walk, I'll walk to the road and get help. But if I'm really bad, I'm probably going to die out in the woods. Here's a group ride. The advantages of group ride is just the opposite of solo. There's someone here that can get help. It means if I do go over a cliff, someone can stop, because they know head count, they should know my name. A good group will know your name, what bike you're on, and where you're at. And they'll know that if you're there or not, and they know to go back and look for you. A bad group will just keep on riding. But a good group will definitely stop and try to get you help. Now, earlier in 2017, there was a group ride and a guy crashed right in front of me. I pulled over, helped him on his bike, slowed down, led him to the next area which was safe to pull over. We pulled over, I helped him. He was shaking and jittery and really upset, so I talked to him in a calm manner and got him upright and got him, collected a little bit. We inspected his bike. His bike was leaking fork oil and a whole bunch of stuff, so it really wasn't safe to ride, but we were too far away for a tow truck, so we had to ride it to the nearest town. And I led the charge on that, which was really slow and easy. Now, that was something I did for him as a writer, and that's what a good group writer would do. Now, here's a bad group example. They left me on the road that I did not know. Now, here's another disadvantage of being in a group. If you're in a group and they leave you, like these guys are about to do to me, and you're 100 miles or 200 miles from home and you don't have a GPS and you're in the mountains and your phone doesn't work and you don't know how to get home, you're relying on the lead guy to lead you to the roads that you're supposed to take. And if they leave you, then you're on your own. Like they just did. I was changing batteries on my GoPro and they left me, and away they go, and here I am by myself. So I had to ride around for about 15-20 minutes looking for another motorcycle group. Lucky for me, I found another motorcycle group, and I was able to use that group to get myself home. That's a main disadvantage when you're in an area you don't know and you're in a group ride and everybody's supposed to be working together, and no one made sure that I was following, they just left, right? Again, bad example of a group, but it can happen. Now, another disadvantage of a group is that you may want to ride faster than you can. You may want to ride over your ability or over your head, and that right there will lead to accidents, and that will lead to a whole bunch of problems, not including you have ego, and then people might say you're slow, or like on one of the earlier group rides, a guy was all making fun of me. All that stuff can happen during a group ride. Doesn't mean it happens all the time, but it definitely can happen, and there's definitely some peer pressure, ego, and a whole bunch of stuff involved to go faster than you can go. Now, I don't know the roads, and I went as fast as I was comfortable riding. And when MR Davis, if you go on a group ride, you may not know the roads either, so you're relying on them to show you the lines, the routes, where to go. So you're relying on them for information to help you get through the corners. Just like I was relying on him, which is another advantage, is I was relying on the lead rider to show me what's ahead and how to tackle that corner. So those are advantages and disadvantages of group rides. And they're all great. Some are more dangerous than others, and some can be very dangerous because of peer pressure or just the whole group setting. And if it's not done properly, it could be a very Shark Tank or a dog-eat-dog world out there. If it's a good group and they care and they're going to slow down for you and let you run at your own pace, it'll be a very fun day. If it's a bad group and they're just going to leave you because they're bored and they're not fun, they're not having a good time, then it's going to be a bad day for everybody, and you included. Because that means you're slowing someone else down and they're getting frustrated with you, and you're frustrated because you're not comfortable going faster because you're only comfortable with the speeds you can do. So there it is. Hope that answers your question. This is my experience with group riding. Everybody's going to have their own experience, and I can only do the best I can do with the knowledge that I have. You guys have a nice day. My name's Rhino Dan. Thank you very much.